What's going on, everyone? It's time for another 80s drama film. This is actually a drama dance movie, which is weird. Um, yeah, today we're going to be talking about White Knights. Definitely not the White Knights I was thinking of. But yeah, it's released by Columbia Pictures, December 6th, 1985. It was written by James Goldman and Eric Husness, and produced by William S. Gilmore, and produced and directed by Taylor Hackford, who's also done films like The Devil's Advocate, like Edith Ray. He did the movie Parker. He's also done like An Officer and a Gentleman, a couple other big ones as well. But this had a box office earnings of $42.2 million. I think it broke even if I remember reading the history that correctly. But yeah, yeah. So White Knights. How's the best way to summon this movie? This movie's really weird. So there's this Russian or British dancer, I think, and he dies in a plane. Well, no, there's a plane crash, and then he crashes into Russia, and they take him hostage, and he has to perform for these people, and they won't let him go. So he spends his time with dance, and then he meets an American tap dancer where they work together on a routine together, and then in the process of this, the tap dancer falls in love with a Russian girl and gets married, and then yeah, some other antics ensue, but then eventually the British and them do exchanges, swaps, and tries to get them out of there. It's a very weird film. Definitely not what I was expecting, but I wasn't really into it either. I thought it was really dull and slow, for the most part. Like the cinematography was okay. It looks like they try to be like a romantic dance movie for a little bit, but then they went more into like some weird captive thriller type deal. And yeah, I wasn't really into it for the most part. The characters were pretty dull too. Their escape scene was pretty entertaining though. They did like a lot of like tape recordings of themselves and then play it and then try to jump through a window and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was entertaining, but the rest of it I thought was just slow, bland, and boring. I wasn't really big into this movie. I was kind of dozing off through it, and it wasn't really for me, I don't think. But at least I checked it out. But yeah, especially since all the problems in Russia now, it's kind of rare to hear anyone talk about anything nice about Russia. So yeah, but this film wasn't that great, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I just thought it was super boring and bland. Cinematography made it look bleak almost, and it has like a depressing feel to it, which is weird. But yeah, definitely not what I was expecting. To be honest, when I thought this was gonna be like a drug deal movie or something like that. Boy, was I wrong. But then once the dance stuff started happening, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be more like Dirty Dancing. Absolutely not. Not like Footloose or Dirty Dancing or Grease or any of that. This one's really weird and odd and definitely 80s. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's in the books now. I checked it out. Time to move on. But, yeah, I'm going to give White Knights a 2.5. This is not super terrible or anything. I just didn't really get the purpose of it. So, maybe you guys can explain it down below. But, yeah. Whatever. If it sounds like something you might be interested in, there's a trail link down below, so you check that out. But also make sure you check out my Instagram; it's down there too. So I post video clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually have the film title hashtag and the subgenre of film and the hashtag, so you're aware of it. And also my Letterbox is down below. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the film. So follow me on one of those two platforms to stay in the loop with the channel. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. Let me know your thoughts, and also if you have any. And also make sure if you have any films or film franchises that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can if I can find them, and I'll review any genre, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, and don't forget to subscribe. Because hopefully, we find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And so you hear my opinions on popular films and classic films, somewhat like this, as well, and reviews on other things. So make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because, well, now I'm kind of 80s out, 80s out. That's a weird thing to say. But, yeah. So I'm going to go start watching about 9 movies, dramas, comedies, sci-fi films from the 70s. So stay tuned with that. I think I'm going to start with the weird drama, comedy, romantic comedy, Shampoo. I heard a lot of weird things about it, so I heard it's made by Nixon Lovers, so should be interesting. So I think that will be the next review. But yeah, but for now, watch out for all those Russian American tap dancers and dancers trying to take over. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.